What's up, everybody? You're watching the Wilson King podcast. Remember, check out our sponsor Right Live on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, or online at rightliveevents.com.
Any. Oh, there we go. I forgot to delay.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I like that. I can see my name as I'm like holding my phone up, trying to open the thing.
Yeah, dude, did you, what do you think about this snazzy overlay I did for this thing?
I'm a fan. I like it.
Yeah, man, it only took me a little bit, but like what has me stoked more than anything, because you can see me like looking at the big monitor instead of my camera. But what has me stoked more than anything is the fact that this is like 2 weeks in the making of trying to figure out like how to get this to work right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I've been trying to do it from my computer so it's a little bit clearer, comes through a little bit better, and then here I am just chilling and can't get nothing right.
it happens though.
All right,
Can you
so
see? Can you
so
see me come up in the chat?
so let's get into the dirty wordy.
Oh, the dirty wordy
So,
sounds very interesting.
how's life? Is there anything new with
Mm.
Jason's hot takes?
Oh, yeah. I'm moving. I'm working on actually creating like the new logo, but I'm actually moving to like the news.
Are you?
Yeah, after being accused of being a horrible news person.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did a pretty dope job of just giving your insights on things.
Yeah, but I mean, I also started the show when I was in like not the best place in life, and now that I've kind of made that whole thing better, I just feel like it needs to change and kind of like go for more like an informative stance where I can help provide information on things to like give a more unbiased opinion on life.
For sure. I mean, I think that's a problem we all deal with is being a little bit more unbiased, and but that's a problem like you and I were talking on the phone earlier with like how biased people can be nowadays.
Oh yeah, because like people will dig into one idea, like one school of thought, like they'll find a source that kind of like I don't know what to do because like I can't see you, so so I can't focus on you. So I just keep looking at my cup.
Dude,
Um,
so like I've got like the little off post thing over here to the side of my laptop where like I can look at you talking. Like it kind of popped up Skype for me to where, or is it showing that like I don't even have a camera up?
oh yeah, like Skype doesn't show you with a camera at all, and it's like it threw me off. So I'm like looking at BW right now.
Dude, yeah, so I had no idea my notifications were coming through. Thanks for the heads up.
But I don't know, like that's the biggest thing is like people like find one source that kind of like supports their whole claim, and then they'll take it, and they'll like fight to the death to keep it going, even if they're wrong. Like I mean, I've done that in the past. Like you and I've both done that, even talking to each other. And that's kind of something that's going to change. They're going to have to change at some point in order for discourse and people to actually grow, to find ways to come back together. To I hate to sound as cliche as this is, but like to build back better, to build everything that we lost these past few years as like certain things have changed, to build all of that back together and build it and create a more cohesive environment for everybody to live in.
For sure. I mean, that's just something, we're having an issue now with people not being able to just have a few different opinions. Sorry, I'm like sitting here like just chilling. But no, like it's really hard now for like even friends to have difference of opinions. Like there's people that are losing friendships over having different opinions. And it's
Yeah, and
sad.
I've been through that. Like I stopped agreeing with like a core group of people I used to hang out with, and once that happened, they didn't want to talk to me anymore. Like we've gotten so much in like this era of tribalism where everyone's in these distinct spots. These are my people. If you don't agree with me, you're not in my circle. You can get the hell out. And that's kind of what leads to things like look at like it's like not even like fundamental issues. It's not like huge like life-changing decisions like goals that people are disagreeing on. It's like such menial things that people are losing their friends over. And
Yeah,
it's kind of getting to the point where we're going to have 1.5 million different political parties in the United States because like that's what. But the thing is like you can have all these different political parties because people aren't going to fall under one like cookie cutter, I guess, like
yeah.
one or left or right. And then all of these parties aren't going to have anywhere to like any outlets. They're not going to have any support to like speak in the Senate or to speak anywhere to get like their points across. But then you run into countries like Denmark where they have like 22 or more different political parties, but they all get to speak. They all are heard. They are all treated equally.
Well, I think we've came to a point in this country where either you're right or you're wrong, but you can't be in the middle.
And then even then, like if you're wrong now, you can't accept like if like people can't accept the fact that they're wrong. So they create every reason under the sun to then prove to you why they're not wrong and how you're actually wrong, and it's creating an even more toxic air for people to deal with.
I mean, you're not wrong on that one. It's really sad because it sucks too because like I mean you and I've had some disagreements in our past
Yeah.
and it doesn't really make sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I mean, it honestly comes down to like I guess like an emotional maturity point as well, because we also are living in a time where people that are older than us have been told to like repress their emotions, like don't express that. Like if you express that, you're weak, and we have this entire movement of dudes, of men, really, trying to destroy that stigma by going and getting help for mental health, by doing these things, taking steps in order to break those old stereotypes where a man has to just constantly be tough. And we're trying to rebuild to where yeah, it's cool for dudes to like have emotions and things. It's cool to get help. It's cool like if you're in a bad spot like mentally to go get that help, to go find somebody to give you that.
Oh dude, for sure. I mean, it sucks knowing that we have all this stuff going on and we can't just chill, you know? Like why is it so hard just to sit here and talk about this, that, or the other? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we have social media, we have different things in our own society like kind of help pushing to divide us, to create the divide. So then people are just falling into it. Like we have like, okay, these people disagree with you, they're wrong, they're the bad guy, and you have like people on the other side doing the same thing. So you're creating these different tribes. Like this then just kind of rolls back into my tribalism thing. Like that's what's happening is like you can't be wrong because if you're wrong, then everything you stand for is wrong, and you can't let that happen. So let's make things up. Let's try to find ways to create an air where you can look for what we say and it be right. Whereas if someone looks up and sees that it's wrong, we can show them where we have more sources or more people saying that you're right.
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me.
Um, I'm gonna do something real quick. Can everyone hear me still? Just
I
give me a shout if everyone can still hear me in the live stream.
I can hear you.
I know you can, but I want to make sure that the people can hear me from the outside. Because I apologize for the notifications thing. I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to turn those off for a second. I mean, I'm not hearing any notifications coming through.
I'm not either, but I'm looking at the chat and people have been talking.
Sitting here trying to figure out how to turn those off for a second. Okay, bet I can still hear myself talking.
Yeah,
Bet. All right,
bet.
now back to the magic. I wish, as a society, we could get back to where we can talk about our differences and just hang them up as, okay, we have differences, but we can still roll with the punches together.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and that's something that's going to take time to bring back because now we've got these different. We're conditioned differently now. Like socially, we were conditioned completely differently than they were years ago. Like even like before, like post 9/11,
Yeah, I mean,
where
even
it was easier.
dude, 9/11 was a time in our lives where we've been the most united we've ever been since like World War II after Pearl Harbor.
Yeah,
Maybe other times in life too, but just like in my memory is like after 9/11, that was the first time I've ever seen our country united like that. Granted, I was young, so I don't remember it completely, but going back and seeing videos of like sporting events and like the parades, the American flags here, the American flags there, you know what I mean?
yeah. Like we ran into like created like a wave of patriotism because it turned into, hey, we're all different, but we are all under the same flag. We're all Americans. We need to celebrate that. And then as the war, in the Middle East progressed and things like that, we kind of lost that
Yeah, and
because people got tired, people got bored.
oh,
It was the same
100%.
war, just it felt like it was never going to end until recently. But at the same time, that end isn't exactly the best
Yeah, I mean,
handled.
100%, dude. I mean, it's a 100% like that was something that I've always asked for is for us to end this war. Like that it was a never-ending problem that we had in the in this country was we had kids going over there and dying for what? You know what I mean? Or just people being away from their family for what?
Yeah,
I mean,
which caused a lot of issues.
it came a point in time where I joined, you joined, we all joined for a reason. We all
Hmm.
joined to do whatever we had to do, you know?
Yeah,
But then the shit got old really fast.
yeah. I mean, I went. I've been to the Middle East. I spent some time there, and it kind of got to the point where it felt because what we did wrong was we decided to kill off all of these leaders, like all of these, which was a good idea, killing off all of these leaders, which then made all of their organizations crumble. But then we left such a power vacuum. Instead of like teaching people how to like defend against things like that, instead of helping them build up, we created a power vacuum, which was then just filled with the next big bad. Which we went from what Al Qaeda to the Taliban to ISIS. And now, when it comes to the fight against ISIS, we have members of the Taliban fighting with us in places like Afghanistan. And now the Taliban is in charge of the entire country, pretty much.
Dude, isn't that how it always is though? Like any time that we go anywhere or any time that like we've been in the Middle East, it creates a power vacuum whenever we get one like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the problem though, is when you start just killing off key leaders and not showing ways to rebuild an infrastructure, rebuild like a government, you're going to run into that problem where there's going to be this power vacuum that needs to be filled.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's one of the things that I wish would change
I
is
agree.
like I'm tired of seeing us being the world's police.
And this is a conversation that we've had.
I mean, it is, but like, both of us have different viewpoints, but we have the same viewpoint at the same time.
Yeah, because the way I look at it, because like you look at it from just not wanting to be the world's police, but at the same time, we kind of put ourselves into that position by using NATO to do so. Like after 9/11, we enacted Article 11 of the NATO agreement, which means that every NATO country has to help fight the war on terror. But that has led us into situations where we're supporting the British in different countries. We're supporting all these other people in all these other countries because they're using that same reasoning in order to get us dragged into things, which makes us feel like we're the world's police. And I'm not saying to get out of NATO because NATO has been honestly one of the biggest deterrents against people like Russia. Because if you piss off one NATO country, you attack one NATO country, every other NATO country is going to be involved.
100%.
Which has also led to an issue when it comes to the Ukraine. because at the time before Russia started really putting the pressure on the Ukrainian government to become part of Russia, not NATO, the Ukraine was trying to join NATO. But then the Ukraine started to have now they're in the middle of a civil war, which has been Russia's excuse to mobilize troops to their border, saying, "Oh, the Ukrainians are moving troops here, here, and here," and then everyone's like, "Well, because they're in the middle of a civil war. They're trying to deal with that." And it's kind of led to the point where if we let the Ukraine join NATO at the same time Russia's trying to do all this stuff, if Russia attacks at any time after that, everybody in Europe, the United States, any NATO country is going to be dragged into that conflict, and that's not something we want. That's not something the world wants.
For sure. I mean, that's just how it is, though, man. Like, I've got a weird feeling about what's going on in Russia because, like,
Mm-hmm.
they say they're not doing this, that, or the other, but then they're doing this, that, or the other.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the same way. Like the Chinese said, they're not holding people in concentration camps because they're Islamic or they go against the state. But yet, the United States and other countries are boycotting the Olympics because they're putting these people in these camps. And the Chinese also say that they're not going to do anything with Taiwan, but they said that anybody who comes to aid Taiwan in any way, shape, or form will be attacked.
Well, dude, I mean, the concentration camps are just a difference of culture.
That's listen. The Russians did concentration camps. The Germans did concentration camps. America did concentration camps, actually. Internment camps for Japanese citizens.
Oh, yeah.
After Pearl Harbor, no one likes to talk about that. No one, for some reason, it's like, wow, we condemn everybody else for doing it, but let's not talk about the fact that we did it too. And that's the thing is all the superpowers have done it. It happened.
Well, I mean, I think there's a big difference, though, in the concentration camps. Like Germans killed people,
But not at
Chinese are
first.
killing people, and then the US were we killing the Japs or were we just like kind of putting them off by themselves?
We were killing them unintentionally because
Okay,
we
never
weren't
mind, there is no difference.
because what happened was we weren't giving them medical aid and things like that they needed to survive in the internment camps. We were just like, here, sustain yourselves, do what you need to do, and that's how people died because people would get sick and people would get highly contagious diseases that could kill them or get infections from getting hurt while working, and then that's how we were killing them indirectly.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is what it is though, The US doesn't do anything bad.
I mean, agree to disagree.
I know, I'm being a smartass.
I know, but I mean, this does bring up a funny conversation we've had quite a few times involving your and my run for the presidency at some point in our lives.
Bro, we're doing it. Full send doing it.
But I mean, if when I guess we do it, my biggest concern is who's going to be president and who's going to be vice president.
Well, you already told me that I have to be VP because of the fact. I mean, I've got to be president, not VP. I got to be president because you don't like to public speak.
It's not that I don't like to public speak, because I can't do it. I get very how because I have a stutter. It gets worse when I have to do it.
Dude, I'm positive my stutter is terrible whenever I public speak because I don't stutter a whole lot, and then I start public speaking or I get like super fast about the way I talk, and it's just like
Yeah, that's what happens to me, and I'm like, I don't think because it'll be like to get over it. I feel like it'd be like that scene in the King's Speech
Yeah.
where he's at the speech therapist. He's like, just cuss, just say all the curse words you can think of. That'd be me, but on live TV in front of an entire country.
Oh, dude, you ain't wrong. But I think you should do the president thing. You got more of a I don't want to punch you in the face than what I do.
Excuse me.
I'm more of a background person. You're more of the upfront person.
Am I more of a statesman? Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, you're a little bit more polite than I am.
Well, that's the key when you're. Oh, geez, I'm pressing buttons on my computer. I wonder if this will pop up on the live stream.
I don't think so. I'm window capturing.
Oh, that's fair. But I mean, I guess really what it comes down to when it comes to like the presidency is you kind of have to just know how to say the right things at the right times to different people.
But listen,
Like,
man, my biggest problem is that I don't have a filter.
uh, and I
Like,
do.
I'm pretty sure you could be given a speech and not be like, yo, those fucking commies over there in Russia. I couldn't do that.
I think that'd be more fun.
I mean, it would be, but then, like, the whole world's gonna look at us.
And I'll just be sitting in a chair laughing the entire time. Like that'd be a headline and a half too.
Man, could you imagine if just that one phrase, just me dropping F bombs on live TV where they actually have to bleep a presidential speech?
Oh, that'd be funny. I mean, they've never really censored a presidential speech before. Like even Trump was like on national TV, he's like, I'm gonna bomb the shit out of him, and they didn't freaking censor that.
So, what year did we figure out we're old enough to run?
We have to be 36, and
No,
that is
35. You and I had this
35.
conversation. It's
So
35.
10 years from now, what's 10 years from now?
32.
2030. That's actually an election year.
Wilson Poteat.
Oh god. And we would be the youngest presidential like presidents, do like president vice president team.
Would we?
Yeah. I don't think there's been a young president or young vice president. They've always been kind of older. I'd have to Google that
I
at
think
some point.
Obama was the youngest.
I think he was the youngest president. Yeah, I think so. Out of
Hang
everybody.
on, hang on. Let me Google this real quick. Who
And while you do that, I'm gonna
was
fill up my
the
mug.
youngest president, USA? Who was the youngest president? Theodore Roosevelt was.
No way. How old was he?
Um, he was born in 58
Mm-hmm.
and got presidency in 1901. There's no way.
He would have been 43.
Yeah, how old was Obama? Oh, Obama must be after Ulysses S. Grant.
Oh, good old Grant.
I think so. Hang on. Because it's not like popping up their age. It's just like popping up a list of them. It goes Theodore, JFK, Bill Clinton, Ulysses S. Grant, and Barack Obama.
President Grant did not have a drinking problem ever in his life, ever. Don't ever bring that up, ever.
Wait, did he have a drinking problem?
Oh, yes, that's why they didn't want him as a general during the Civil War.
Hey, man. Some of the wildest people in history had some kind of problem.
Well, the issue with it was that it caused him so much problem, like in his personal life. People didn't trust him to then lead lead the entire Union Army while having a drinking problem. But he did, I believe, quit drinking during the Civil War, and then picked it back up afterwards, of course.
Really? Yes,
Yeah.
so Theodore Roosevelt was 42, JFK was 43, Bill Clinton was 46, 5 months and a year, and Ulysses S. Grant was 46, and then it goes to and Obama's right after.
Oh well.
Because I think that means Obama must have been like a little bit over 46. I could have sworn he was the youngest.
I thought so as well, because just the way they talked about him, that like this guy's so young. But man, Clinton beat him out. That's rough. It means he's no, he's not older than Clinton. I was like, wow, that means he's older than Clinton.
Well, Noah, Millwood, I just Googled it, and Google's never wrong, and it showed that U.S. Grant was the youngest president over JFK.
I mean, Google wrong. Never in my life have I heard that be true. Also, Google doesn't sell your personal information to whoever told you that's a liar.
Neither does Facebook.
Oh, never. I've never in my life heard of any instances where Facebook's been sending people my information.
Oh, me either, dude.
Liberals.
People are
Crazy.
crazy.
It's insane. It's unreal. Yeah. What a time to be alive.
What a fucking time to be alive. So, question for you.
Answer for you.
Is it time for us to reveal the big reveal?
Ooh,
Or
the
is
big
that
reveal?
closer to the end of this show?
I mean, we can do it now and then move forward and talk about other things if you would like. I mean, the only thing we really need to reveal is the fact that we're doing a show together.
Yes, so here's the first collab of the Wilson King
Excuse me.
podcast and Jason's Hot Takes. We are doing a once monthly show, pre-recorded, no video. This is just our test run, kinda,
Oh, yeah.
out of the studio of just us getting together once a month to shoot the shit about whatever's going on in the world at the moment.
Yeah. Also, I wear headbands now. Something that happened in Poland. It's a whole thing. Europe changed me.
Did Europe change you?
Europe did change me. Like, I drink wine now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's nice.
I started drinking a lot of like Crown and Cokes just because I'm tired of drinking beer.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, I have a bottle of Crown Vanilla right now that we drank. Was it like 2 weeks ago? That night was rough.
Wait, was that whenever we came over?
Yeah, it was when you and Deb came over.
That
Man, I was.
was a good time.
Yeah, but the best part was I didn't even get hungover.
Did you not?
I didn't.
That was a wild night. That was a very, very wild night.
It was also like the best like Midwest goodbye event I've ever had in my life. We were in the kitchen, then we moved to the living room, then we were at the door for like 10 minutes, and we went back to the living room, and then you left.
I'm pretty sure we did that like 3-4 times.
Oh, wait, dude, at one
Honestly.
point, because at one point we did come back to the kitchen.
Yeah, we went back to the kitchen, then went back to the living room, and then we went to the door, and then we went back to the living room, then we went to the door, then we went back to the living room. Because, like, we'd be like, yo, we're leaving, and then you and I would start talking again. Love it.
It was a good time. I mean, it was a good night, too. I had a lot of fun. Amanda had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
Especially because you're the only one not drinking.
Hey, now. I had to be the responsible one for us to go to the store.
Oh, sure, we did go to the store at one point.
We did. So someone's got to be responsible.
I couldn't drive. And I'm usually the one who has to drive.
Well, dude, Deb's been giving me shit because, like, whenever I'm out on the road and in the hotel, I don't get shit faced, but I get pretty tipsy because I don't have to go nowhere. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, she's like, why don't you ever want to drink with me? And I'm like, because most of the time, whenever I'm home, I'm DD. Or
Yeah.
I'm just not in the mood to drink because I don't want to be hungover the next day because I'm getting to the age where
Your body's not metabolizing things fast enough anymore.
yeah, like, I'm down and out for about a day or two afterwards.
I don't have that problem. You know, I can't relate. I've never been hungover.
Yeah. I mean, it's not much of a hangover. I just feel drained. Like, my head's fine. I just feel completely
Oh,
drained.
like the next day, I'm like good to go. I'm ready to like go run like 3 miles. Like I feel energized the next day.
Wait, you run?
I do now. Well, not currently because it's all of the roads around my house are covered in ice. And I'd rather not not run and die.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
I threw my Subaru into X Games mode today.
Did you go drifting in a parking lot today? Because that's what
Oh
I would
no.
have done.
Oh no, I was just driving just to get out and about. Whew. I was like, my car's got X Games mode.
Oh my god. Why do you gotta be that way?
Be what way?
Potitty. Why do you
Is it
gotta be
this?
that way?
Is it this voice?
Yeah.
It's your best.
So what's up with the headband thing?
I
I
don't
I,
know.
I want to circle back to this whole new headband thing.
Honestly, I don't know. It's just one day I put a headband on and it just didn't stop. It's like smoking crack. One day you just start and you don't know what happened, and the next day you're spending like your entire paycheck on crack.
I don't know, man. Spending your entire paycheck on crack sounds dope.
Till your teeth start falling out.
I mean, it'll be okay. I'm from West Virginia. There's a reason it got called a toothbrush.
But yeah, the headband thing started in Poland and it just hasn't stopped.
I like the little flip of hair over top of it. Like,
Oh yeah, like this is long, like compared to how I used to keep it. Like
dude, I need a haircut so bad.
same. I think what I'm gonna do is after I get out of the army, I'm just gonna go for the mullet.
Dude, I wish I could go for the mullet, but the more that like I look at myself in the mirror, I see like just how thin up front is, and I'm just like, no.
Skinhead in the front, party in the back.
Dude, I keep telling Deb I'm just gonna shave it.
Oh, dude, when you do that, I gotta be there. I'll even shave your head for you.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to shave my own head.
Can we do it at drill?
You just gotta come to Martinsburg.
Listen, dude, I'll sneak out of Romney. Fuck that shit.
What do you even do at Romney? Like sleep?
Who, me? I actually
Yeah.
work.
Oh, that's a surprise. You do work in the army? Never.
I mean, the last battle assembly we had, I don't think I had a chance just to sit down for like 3 minutes.
Hmm. Also, it's really weird. Like it's so much easier to drink things out of a mug. You know?
I felt that. I mean, I got some new additions to the studio that you haven't seen yet.
Mhm.
So, can't wait for you to come over because we got a full liquor bar now.
Oh God.
Well, it's not super full. I mean, I got some rum, some whiskeys.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
whiskey glasses, an ice maker.
Also, this is my favorite mug right now. It's a D&D mug.
Dude, I feel like you drink things faster out of a mug.
I literally feel like that too. Like I filled this thing up twice and it's empty.
Yeah, I'm sitting here drinking out of a Taco Bell cup.
Let me see. Is my wine right here? Oh, it is.
Solid.
Yeah.
So now with Jason's hot takes, when are you planning on launching the new ish?
Um. See, the biggest thing is I'm kind of like in the throes of getting the motivation to create a new logo to look a little bit more professional than just what is it now? Like a Mothman. Yeah, it's just Mothman. That's my title. And once I figure that out, I'm gonna start kind of building towards the new way of doing things. And like I feel like I'm gonna focus more on like the international side of the news and not just like what's going on in America because you can do that all day and then people are gonna accuse you of being biased like 24/7.
I mean, I think international news tells a lot more than what we hear here in the States.
Oh, and I definitely agree. Like my audience, honestly, is like mostly people who don't live in America,
That makes sense.
which is something I kind of found funny. It was when I break down all of my analytics. I'm like, wow, a lot of these people don't even live in America. And I'm talking about weird stuff that's happening in America.
Dude, I think you need to just talk about cryptids. Just that's your whole show is cryptids and international news.
The worst part is I could totally do that. Do an
I,
episode of the news, do an episode of cryptids.
dude, you could drop like 2 episodes a week and it'd be like, or do like 1 episode a week and like 1 week be news, the next week be cryptids.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good like mix too, because it gives me time between episodes to like do research and figure things out a little bit.
Yeah, here at the Wilson King podcast, we just wing it.
I wing it on my show too, so I can't even make fun of you. I mean, and also we both used to just like shit on like scripted shows too.
We really did. I mean, scripted shows aren't bad. It's just, for me, it's not a comfortability thing for me. Because, like, I want the show to be natural. I want you
Yeah,
to feel like we are all being natural talking to each other. Like, like, if you, like, I mean, granted, taking notes is one thing and bringing notes to,
yeah.
like, keep yourself piggybacked off of, like, what you want to say, you know what I mean, is one thing. But, like, if you're, like, just.
I'm still listening. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for my script. I put it somewhere. You sent it to me, and I put it down somewhere. I can't find it.
And like, I've got nothing against scripted shows. It's just, I don't know. I like the natural aspect of shows.
I do too, but let me get I got my guy doing cue cards right now. I'm waiting for him to flip over. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from with that. More natural. It's a good idea. Uh-huh. Yeah. And uh-huh. You gave the cue card guide some weird stuff.
Well, I told him to like write something down about how you agreed to getting pegged.
Oh yeah, we're getting to that one. Oh, there it is now, and I will never agree to that. The worst part is that was brought up the other day.
Whenever we were at your house, or like
Oh
after we
no,
were at your house.
after you guys were at the house, like we were sitting on the couch. She's like, I was looking at lightsabers again on freaking Instagram. I was talking about it. She's like, you know. No, no, nope. That's a no.
But dude, a lightsaber.
I don't think that my beehole is where a single. I don't think I will ever agree to that.
But no, dude. Let's get ready and wrap this thing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You give your promotion.
big government, good. Obey. I love Big Brother. Facebook is the best. The metaverse, good way to go. I'm proud of it. I cannot wait to see what Zuckerberg does with it.
Bro, you can't even say that with a straight face.
Oh no. I'm just saying, I see no issue with that much oversight of my personal life ever. Did I say it right? Okay, we're good. I'm not going to get shot tonight.
You got any promotional things for Jason's hot takes?
Just be on the lookout. I mean, really, like, also, Link Me. That's a new site that I've discovered recently for like networking for like shows and content creation and things like that. It's really interesting. I'm still trying to kind of figure it out because it makes absolutely no sense to me. Because they reached out to me like, do like an ambassador thing or whatever, and I'm like, but now my link doesn't work, so I don't know what the heck's going on there.
Why'd you break it?
Oh, I just have it. I was like messing with it. I was like, do a cool trick, and it went, watch this, and it broke its neck. And I was like, oh, awkward. But my handle on there is Jason's Hot Takes Podcast. It's the same profile picture I use for everything else for my show, and then just working on my stuff. Just trying to figure out the best way to go about it, because doing the news is hard because I feel like you're under more of a microscope when you do like that kind of thing.
For sure.
And I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for that kind of like expansion and doing those kinds of things. It's just like, it's nerve-wracking a little bit knowing that I'm going into a situation where I'm going to be under a very intense microscope to make sure that I'm being unbiased, to make sure that I'm being accurate in what I'm reporting in on and doing doing things for, to the point where people are just going to watch everything I do, and that low key stresses me out. I
Dude,
think that's why I'm dragging my feet.
I think you got it more than what you think, honestly, bud.
I mean, I agree. Like, I mean, I know I can do it. It's just a matter of like getting out of my own head about it. I mean, the same thing happened when I started my show in the first place. It took me weeks to like finally kind of get to the point of like, okay, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. I got this.
Just think of it as your old show, just not as toxic and negative.
Yeah, more fun and uplifting, and I'll even do fun things from the news, not just all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I also want to just congratulate both of us on being the two longest running podcasts in the area. Everybody else, you suck. Congratulations. You came, you played, you lost. We win. And suck it. You know? Eat a dick, everybody else.
But anyways, with that being said, everyone have a great week. Actually, back up. Just got to let everyone know there will not be an episode posted this week. I was out of town, and we are recording the episode I was supposed to record Saturday, Friday evening, and it'll be out next Wednesday.
Also, to piggyback off of that, I just want everybody to send their condolences out to the Jobs family because Steve Jobs did in fact die of ligma.
But we got another live stream coming up next week at 8 p.m. with this awesome little gaming channel that I found on TikTok. Him and I started messaging back and forth, and his name's Jimmy Merks. Go check him out on Twitch and follow his Facebook page. Yeah. Also, go follow Jason's Hot Takes over on Facebook, Instagram. Do you have a Twitter yet?
I do have a Twitter, but I cannot log into the Twitter because I forgot my email.
Makes sense.
And my password.
I do the same thing all the time. But go give Jason's Hot Takes a follow because he's fucking hilarious. And I love listening to him.
So I'm on like Apple, Spotify, a lot of weird like smaller podcasting platforms. I'm everywhere. Like COVID.
Also, don't go check out Right Live over here on Facebook and Right Live Events on Instagram and at Right Live Events on TikTok. Check out, they have some cool events coming up this month and next month. And they also do weddings and events and marketing. Just go check them out for anything you need. And if you are feeling a little froggy and you want to go to a concert, they got them going on just about every weekend. They also do events throughout the week like karaoke, Taco Tuesday. So go check them out. And with that being said, everyone have a great rest of your week. Be safe. Be responsible. Don't drink and drive. Peace.
Wash your damn hands. Are we good?